Uh, Hello, Patreon patrons, YouTube subscribers, fans, followers, supporters, and generally anyone who just so happens to stumble across this video. Welcome to another exciting edition of Sketchbook Tours with me, Johnston Blackhorse. Alright, let's see. I haven't even been keeping track of how many sketchbooks we've gone through right now. It's crazy. I'm just so disorganized. It's a real problem. I'm just really tired today. Biked like for a good chunk of the afternoon. Got caught in a rainstorm. Was afraid I was gonna get struck by lightning. I don't know. It was a day, and I'm gonna have another day like that tomorrow. All right. Let's see. Here's another sketchbook. I don't quite remember what year it was done in because I have a bad habit of not labeling or dating them. But here we have a drawing. It's all just gunked up right now because the cover was torn off. Just lost the cover. Just because I think this was one of the sketchbooks that I just carried around with me a lot, and due to all the wear and tear, just the cover just ended up falling off. But yeah, I think this is somewhat supposed to be a self-portrait of myself, and the whole draw simile or whatever term that is, meaning either draw your weapon or just freaking draw. And so we have probably not that clever, but it's a pistol, like a revolver pistol, and the bullets are actual little pencil nubs. If you can see that there. Pretty clever, right? Nah, probably not. I don't know. I'm tired. Okay. It's a pretty light blue pencil sketch. I'm not sure if you can really see it, but it's a group of simians. This was for a game titled Kung Fu Monkey, and I think this was gearing up to be like a sequel to it. And Kung Fu Monkey is a video slot machine. I don't think it was ever released. The company I worked for, sure, we cranked out a lot of games, but there were just so many bugs that after selling these games, they would just kind of get returned back to us due to all the technical errors that they'd have. But hey, visually, they were amazing. But really not much use if it just doesn't work. Random sketch. Lady here with a large caliber weapon. Man, I can't believe how tired I am. Did I really even eat all that much today? I just ate something, but I don't think I really ate that much today. And after all the biking I did, man, I'm I'm just so out of it. This is a sketch of a couple of former coworkers at that previous company I was talking about. Just them jogging through the park or whatever because they would just jog. And I decided to sketch it because they had they had come back from one of their jogging sessions with this story of they have geese at this park and they're pretty aggressive. So I have this goose right here just cracking his knuckles or cracking his feathers. I don't know, but just a pretty rough customer. Here's a couple of weird animal sketches, if you can see that here. It's like a duck character with a gun being shoved in his face, what looks like somewhat of a rat in a cloak, maybe, and a little off-brand, a Mickey Mouse type character. And an idea I had was to make a really gritty shooting, a side-scrolling shooting game with a character like this character and just call him that rat bastard Dickie Mouse. And I never really carried it much farther than just that loose concept and the concept sketch. But that was one of the projects I had just rattling around in my brain like years ago. Oh, this is a pretty interesting. Like I guess I had like a bunch of ideas just going back and forth in my head, and like one of the ideas was I don't even think you can really read that, but Mission Impossible animated miniseries, and did like character designs for like a villain type character. His name was Corbin. Um, didn't really have much of a story in mind. Just wanted to like design like a cast of characters for like this little Mission Impossible animated series because I thought that it might be something cool to see someday. Here we have like a couple sketches of just some vampire characters. I guess I was probably thinking about like a vampire animated series, like somewhat of a short mini series, and this is just like character concepts for that. These are rough, looks to be ballpoint pen sketches, and more or less just drawn with one of these pens that you see here. Nothing too fancy. Gonna get a box of them. It's a pretty dynamic splash page. Just messing around with pencils and inks. The inks I used seem to look like I might have used the India black ink with with an inking brush. That's what it looks like I used here. I'm not sure what's going on. It's just like just a random assortment of images just thrown together. This is funny. This is a little caricature of me, and I'm carrying an elephant. And what the elephant is saying is like, "I'll only slow you down. Just leave me behind." And I'm over here saying, "Hell no! We started this together, and we're gonna finish it together." I guess maybe we're in a foot race or something, and elephant twisted his ankle, and I gotta carry him. Oh, this is a kind of like a pretty cool throwback. I think this is something I started putting together, right around the time of my time working on the Skullgirls project. These sketches might even predate that. Maybe my interest in making a fighting game led me to finding out that Reverge Labs was hiring animators to work on Skullgirls, and it was a pretty neat opportunity I got. But before all that took place, I was thinking about making like a little sprite animation of myself, and I was gonna like continue working on that and just incorporate some of the coworkers that I worked with at this previous company. But again, just too busy working on those video slot machines, and just a lot of these ideas that I had in mind just always kind of got brushed aside because you gotta make a living. You gotta chase that cheese. At the end of the day, run that race. Oh, I think this is a continuation of that idea. Um, this is like a splash page of like just the kind of like foreseeing like a fighting game cover art, and this is me right here, and that would have been my favorite hat that I lost. I miss that hat. I still think about that hat to this day. It was a black cap, and on the side somewhere there was a skull, and it just sucks that I lost that hat. And to this day, like sometimes I peruse through hat racks, like at the store or something, just hoping I could find another cap like that, because I really did like that cap, and it just every other cap I try just doesn't seem to measure up. But anyway, this random assortment of characters, like some of them were actually based on some of my coworkers. I think this was based on one of my female coworkers. She was Russian, or well, she spoke Russian. I'm not sure if she was from Russia. Man, my memory's terrible. And this was, I believe, one of my supervisors. This, I think, was just going to be just a random sketch I threw in there. And this was another female coworker, and I was gonna, like I said, just make like fighting sprite sheets for all of them. But again, just never got off the ground. Oh, sweet! Got a few random sketches here. They look to be done in ballpoint pen and just a loose pencil sketch. I like this dude. His expression, his pose, is pretty like action oriented, and looks like maybe he's got some sort of like a telekinetic power that he's about to unleash or something. Perhaps he's about to go Super Saiyan. I don't know. Random sci-fi sketch of a cyborg type female character or android. Probably more of like an android, not quite a cybernetic organism. Yeah, I imagine she's like more like an android. Female character or female body study, just practicing drawing the female form. And here's like another sci-fi, like looks to be a cyber desert punk type drawing of a cyborg ninja. Yeah, I'd say she was a cyborg. That's the impression I get. I can't remember what I had in mind when drawing this, but I think she's a cyborg. Yeah, a cyborg desert punk ninja or samurai. I don't know. No, I think she's a ninja. Yeah, more drawings on this side, and there's a pen sketch. It looks to be done in. Let me see. This isn't ballpoint pen. The lines are too fine. Again, it might be the like the quill pen set that I have, and the dipping ink, the India black ink. And it looks like I used the India black ink here along with the same pen set and possibly a inking brush. That's what it looks like there. Oh, this was going to be like a t-shirt design for one of the local strip clubs here. I'm not even sure if I can say its name, but it wouldn't be too hard to figure out because the logo does incorporate a rhino. And I was in talks with this guy who does like a lot of t-shirts and embroidery and stuff, and he had gotten this contract to like make some t-shirts for like this gentleman club's like event where they were hosting a rodeo themed party or something of that nature, because around this time like the rodeo had just come to Las Vegas. So this gentleman's club wanted some t-shirts to go with that theme. So I had like a voluptuous like female sketch here, and she's riding a rhino and just decked out in cowboy gear. But I don't think it really got farther than this sketch. You know what? I think it actually did, but I have those more complete sketches, and yeah, I think I did them on like a different sheet of paper just so I could easily like transport it or work on it without having to refer back to this sketchbook. So I think those drawings, I remember doing more complete versions of those drawings, but they're elsewhere. I have no idea where they may be. Probably in my huge pile of loose sketches somewhere. Oh man, I just thought of something. Doing all these sketchbook tours is fine and all, but like thinking about the huge pile of like loose sketches that I have, wow, that's gonna be a huge series just of these videos just to complete that pile. That's I didn't even think about that. That's gonna be nuts. All right, here we looks like we have mixed medium here, utilizing that India ink uh, quill pen set and brush pen, and also some French grays here, Prismacolor French grays, along with I think this was a Faber-Castell brush pen, and I highly recommend like the Faber-Castell brush pens and such. And I had used this Faber-Castell. No wait, I don't think it was a Faber-Castell. I think it might have been a Micron or Micron, however you say it, brush pen, because I had used it so often in creating some of my comic strips that the brush got pretty weathered and frayed at the end. But after it got frayed, it gave like this really nice texture to it. If you can see that, like it gets like it would get like pretty grainy, and since like the ink was running low, like I found that I could get like different tones with that brush pen, and it was pretty fun to mess with, like on its when it was like in the last days of its use, and kind of thinking like when I was done with that, I was hoping that I'd get another one and just attempt to wear it out just to get these same effects again. Because it was pretty cool to just mess with it. I do believe I have like more sketchbooks with the use of this frayed brush pen, so I'll dig those up in later sketchbook tours. Here we have a page of facial expressions, just trying them out. There's like a horror type expression, just like a woman just in shock or fear, um, looking at something that's probably just monstrous or just very terrifyingly revealing and such. But yeah, just a page of expressions. Sweet. Here's a pretty nice design. I was working with like a circular design, and this is just something random that I wanted to do. And as you can see, as you might be able to see, she has like some roller skates, and her other leg is right up here. And I wanted to give it this motion to where it's like it seemed like she was constantly spinning. So it would be one of those designs where it's like you could view it at any which angle, and just still find it pleasing to look at. However, anyway, moving on is this looks like it was done in a brush pen. Now I think this was the Faber-Castell. Like after the Micron started fraying out, I think I started venturing out and like just playing around with other brush pens. And I think this is where I picked up a Faber-Castell brush pen, and just, they're pretty cool. Working at this previous slot machine company that I keep talking about, like yeah, the company was terrible, but a lot of the artists that went through there were pretty amazing. And sometimes we get together like during these gaming conventions. Now, like throughout the year, we'd like just be busting ass, just tearing through all these like designs and animations, and just putting all these games and machines together and stuff. But during the gaming convention, the casino gaming convention, it was time that we would finally have at work to just kind of chill out and relax. And it kind of became a thing for a short while where we'd all just get together, like some of the best artists there and just get together and just start having a caricature day. And later on, that would kind of like evolve into like a, oh shoot, what did we call it? Sketch club or something. But we were never able to keep it up because um, yeah, the workload was just too much for a lot of people, and like other than design, like other artists or designers would concentrate on like I guess life stuff, whatever that stuff is. I wouldn't know. I'm just always too busy sketching and drawing. But yeah, like the artists who were down to just like do caricatures and stuff, it was pretty fun. And here's a here's another one. And yeah, again, this was done in brush pen and shaded with pencil. Oh, hey, there's just more of them. And let's see, these are a couple doodles, ball, ballpoint pen here, and just a loose pencil here. You can peep that. And it looks like we're past the 20-minute mark, so I'll go ahead and just end it on this. This is another caricature of another coworker. So with that, gonna go ahead and just call it on this video, and we'll continue this sketchbook tour next week. Yeah. So if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, I release these videos on a weekly basis. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you'd like. If you want to support more videos like this and more artsy content from me, think about becoming one of my Patreon patrons. I'll leave the link to my Patreon page in the description section below. So go ahead and check it out. I got a lot of public and free content there for your peepers. If you enjoy what you see, then you can go ahead and become a patron. You can go ahead and become a patron and get access to more in-depth Patreon content that I have available there in the form of high-resolution downloads of several of the art pieces that I have released there, and a higher resolution of some of the animations that I have there as well. And I also release the actual the work files that I use to create some of this content, such as like Photoshop files, animation files, and what have you. So like if you want to become I believe it's a level 2 patron, you can check that out, download some of those files and just play around with them, like just mess with it at your leisure. And if you do post something of that, like of you reworking some of my contents, you can do so. Just be sure to just link back to me, and you can do whatever you want with my artwork. I don't I don't really care all that much. And if Patreon isn't your thing and you still want to like toss me a couple of bucks or some change here and there, like I also have a GoFundMe account, and I'll leave that link in the description section below. And if you want to like look into my history and backstory and whatever, I also have an autobiographical blog, and that link will also be in the section below. And I also have a DeviantArt, Fur Affinity, and Ink Bunny page set up. So if you're a member of any one of those pages, you can go ahead and start following me on one of those sites, and just I guess enjoy the show and like check on any updates that I throw up there. So yeah, I hope you had fun. I had fun, even though I'm just so tired. I just want to sleep. Just sleep the tiredness away. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, geez. Maybe I should make some coffee because I got like more animations to do right now, and I'm hoping to release it soon. But anyway, so yeah, if you had a blast, then like friggin' awesome, and tune in next week for another exciting edition and continuation of Johnston Blackhorse Sketchbook Tours. Cool. Check you later.